with host Lisa Hicks and co-host Candy Nelson.
Yay! She did it.
I did
You
it.
did great. You did great. So we're here tonight, and we are talking about. Sorry, guys. I have a earring pitching. Okay, we're talking about Morgellons and nature's gifts. So Candy knows a lot about nature's gifts. I mean, like literally the things that you can collect and do in nature for healing and remedies of all sorts of things, right, Candy?
Oh yeah.
All right, so from here, then you just take it away because I would love to hear myself. I know you've helped me tremendously with a lot of the suggestions and things like, what I just used a little bit ago with camphor. So you want to start with where you get this and how that goes?
Well, the brand name of that is at the Dollar Tree, or now the $1.25 Tree.
That's right.
It's called Family Care, and it's in a red and white box, and that little jar comes inside of it for $1.25.
Yeah.
And
11% camphor, right?
11 or 11.9.
I remember.
Anyway, it's got camphor in it, and it's supposed to be for muscle rubs, for sore joints and muscles. But I'm like, yeah, I've used it for my Morgellons lesions. I put it directly on lesions, and Lisa just stuck some up her nose.
In my chest. I was coughing bad. And she's right. Like, look, I stopped coughing. So the chest, that's what just worked.
Yeah.
But works great, guys. Totally. Feet, too. You told me about putting on your feet, your chest, right?
Yeah, and the brand name for that is Tiger Balm, which the Tiger Balm's like $11-12 a jar. The last time I checked, that's like $1.25. Okay.
This is the Dollar General, right? No, not even the Dollar General. This is the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Dollar Tree.
Yep, I got me some of this. Can't find the
Coralite is what it's the brand name is on that one. The one I was getting was called Family Care.
Oh, okay. So this isn't the one then.
Yes, the same stuff.
It's the same stuff. I was hoping it was the same. I was like, I just
as long as the ingredients the ingredients are the same, just like the
11% camphor and 11% menthol on this one. So yeah. And then Candy, the peppermint. Tell them about that because that's the reason I'm having to use this right now. I forgot. I can't find mine.
So when I started learning about peppermint oil, right, I was having such a hard time breathing. And I would take my little camphor oil, essential oil, and put my finger right on the tip of the little hole. Don't take it off. I just turn it upside down, just get like a half a drop on there and put it right here on the inside of my nose. And I was like, hey, I can breathe. So, yeah, and it's great. So when I went to visit Lisa in Texas, my daughter dropped me off, and I had left my peppermint oil in the car. And I told Lisa, I was like, I just can't survive without this. We got to go find some. So we did. And, I bought a big bottle and split it with her and got her started on that peppermint oil. And
which I'm addicted now.
Yeah. And I've made salves with it and soap. And, I'm like, I don't care what. It's like, okay, well, let's throw a little bit of that in, a little bit of this and mix that up.
That literally works, though. What do you think it is? Like, what is it? I mean, for some reason, like the things in our bodies do not like it at all. So why do you think it is? I mean, on that aspect.
Well, I think it, like a lot of the essential oils, I think it depletes the oxygen. And then the Morgellons needs oxygen to continue to thrive. So when you put something in or on your body that is going to deplete the oxygen, then it's like, oh, they go like, I got to get out of here. I got to get some air. It's just like, okay, well, how'd that work out for you, booger?
I think you're right now. Because I have had, like we were talking earlier, and she was too, we've had the worst time breathing. Like I gasp for air, and I sound like I'm always out of breath. And it's hard to breathe. I mean, any suggestions? I mean, that right there, it works wonders. Any other suggestions or thoughts or ideas for that?
Well, my new thing, which I've been searching for months, I had heard about a wild weed that grows. It's called mullein, Mullein, and I was like, I'd been looking for it, on the side of the road, growing in the woods, couldn't find it nowhere, couldn't find it nowhere. Well, this past Saturday, I had to go out of town, and I I posted him.
It worked for sure because you're coughing.
Yeah, I posted in one of the groups that's like Northeast Florida, because I had to drive like about an hour and a half, hour and 45 away from the house. I'm like, okay, does anybody know where any of this is growing on the side of the road? So I posted that before I left the house. So I took a back road that I had never taken before by myself. Somebody showed me the back road one time, and I was by myself Saturday. So I was like, let me just take this little shortcut through the back road. I'm driving down through there all by myself, and lo and behold, I look over to the side of the road, and there's this mullet is growing like all alongside the road in the grass. I was like, oh my God, I know what that is. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe, I'm like, there it is. I've been looking for it for months, and there it is. So
Exactly.
I was like, I didn't have no shovel or nothing with me.
Here, I'm going to put it up for you, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, pull
that's
that
what
big
it
old
looks like,
plant.
right?
Yeah, see if you can click on the one plant there on the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Let's see if it pulls it up right.
Yeah.
So, probably because I'm having to use my hotspot, even though I'm in a hotel that should have internet, but it's because we're talking about Morgellons. So, oh, come on. Well, pretty well.
I can see it, but I've got a really big screen, so I don't know if anybody else would be able to see it like I can.
I can see it now. I just upsized. Oh, it's still not upsizing, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, isn't that something? I just upsized it, and it is not. Okay, so let me switch this to. I'm going to share the screen for just the mullein that I just made big. Sharon Johnson. Hello. I love you, Sharon. She says, hello, Lisa and Candy. Okay, let's try this again. Entire screen.
Yeah.
Home tab. There we go. Oh,
yeah,
I think
same thing with me, Sharon. Yeah, I put that stuff on my skin and on my lesions. It's like that stuff wants to get the heck out of there. There it is.
I couldn't believe what you told me about it. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So okay, I think we got it.
You can actually use the little yellow flowers, and you can use the leaves, and you can use the roots. But I mean, why would you want to take the roots? You got to leave that root alone. Don't touch the roots, okay? You can't touch the roots. You kill the plant, okay? Don't kill the plant.
So that's the description of it. It says plant from a dense rosette of leaves with a tall with yellow flowers. It has a long history of use as an herbal remedy, effective treatment for asthma. Yeah, we're talking about that. Ear infection, sore throat, cough, totally making sense. Mature plants make a stunning ornamental. Well, we are not in it for the prettiness. We are in it to probably smoke it, get the oils, whatever we can do with it. You said there's lots of things you can do with this, right?
Right. So, and I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just telling you, you can go on the internet and research it yourself. You can use the flowers, and you can use the leaves. You can make a tea and drink it. It helps with your respiratory. It helps rebuild your lungs. Okay. So it helps repair damage. Yeah. And my plan is I picked a bunch of leaves yesterday. I went out, I got some small plants, I pulled them up. And when you transplant them, you have to make sure that you leave the tap root. I was trying to dig them up with a shovel, but there was too many small roots all around. It was cold too yesterday. And I was like, I couldn't get the shovel to get down in there. My little happy butt set my butt right down on that cold ground, that cold, wet ground. And I took my hands, I took the gloves off, and I dug them out by hand. I was like, I am not.
He wasn't messing around, guys.
So
he was not messing around.
So once I got all the little small roots broke away, I was able to grab the base of it and pull it straight up, and the tap root came with it. So it was no problem getting that out. It came out, because you can't break the tap root. You have to keep it intact, or you're going to kill it. So, but like I said, I got all the little baby roots, and then I just grabbed it at the base and just pulled it right out. It came out with no problems. and I picked a bunch of leaves. They weren't flowering, so I didn't get hardly any flowers, just a couple. But anyway, I was like, man, I was so excited. I was like, I want to take it home, and right now the leaves are drying out. And I did get a few leaves off of that I didn't realize that was already dried out and dead. So last night I took my scissors and I cut up those few little leaves that I had. I stuck them in a cigarette rolling machine, put a paper on the end of it, and I rolled one up. I only had enough for one, and I rolled one up. And I told my husband, I was like, it says that you can smoke it. So I was like, I'm going to try to smoke this and see what happens. So he looks at me. He's like, he's like, he's like, it could cause you to have a reaction. I was like, yeah, and it could kill me if I don't do it. So I'm going to go do it.
There you go.
I took a couple of puffs off that thing last night, and immediately it was like I gagged up this big old massive ball, like tennis-sized ball of goo into the trash can. And
you know what? That's a good feeling, guys. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, that was only like 2 little puffs off that thing, man. And I was like, holy crap, man. And once it came out,
they sell it in capsules too, Candy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you were talking about? That they sell it in different forms?
They sell it in capsules. They sell it in a bag with just the leaves cut up that you can make tea out of. They have a tincture. There's a tincture you can make with it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, but I wonder too, like I said, a lot of times I'm kind of skeptical about what you can buy in the store as opposed to what you can get on the side of the road. It's free.
Yeah. I mean, I always shocked
with.
It grows all over the continental U.S. I saw.
Yeah. Other than the contrail fallout, which I wash my leaves like in really hot water like 6 times, wash them real good to make sure I get off as much as I can.
Looks like they have an extract too.
Yeah, that's the tincture I was telling you about, the extract.
Okay. And you know how to make those. We need to hear how to do that.
Seemed pretty simple to me. You can just buy some alcohol and put leaves in there and leave it for a few weeks, and there you go.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what happens. So you put in any alcohol or like certain kinds?
No, it said vodka.
Oh, a vodka. Okay.
Vodka.
So we're gonna do the Russian million. That's funny. Okay. So my plan, my friend Paul gave me some like little empty refillable tea bags tonight. So as soon as these things dry out, I plan on making some tea bags up. I'm going to drink it. My plan is also to put some in coconut oil and let it cook for a couple of days and make me a body salve so I can rub it on my chest. So I'm going to be smoking it. I'm going to be drinking it. I'm going to be rubbing it on my chest. She's going to be what do you call it? A loyal fan of the million in every aspect and level that you can use it. I mean, that literally is like that's an all-inclusive right there. If you think about it.
Well, after I did it last night for the first time, I took those couple drags off and I gagged that stuff up. I was like, oh my God, I can breathe. I was like, I can really breathe. And so before I went to bed, my throat started getting a little scratchy. So I went back in there and I hit it like 2 more times, put it out. I slept all through the night, didn't wake up gagging or coughing or nothing. So this morning when I got up, I had to blow my nose. So I grabbed the toilet tissue and I went to go blow. And when I did, I could feel it like came from the back of my sinus cavity, man. It was like,
oh, wow.
And usually when I blow, it's like a dry blow. I can't get it out or it's like
that's
stuck.
That's the problem, yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, it filled the toilet tissue and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Productive, guys. And you said you said you just rolled one cigarette or whatever you want to call it. Well, I don't even know what you'd call that. It's not a joint. That gives smoking weed a whole new definition, though, because you're literally smoking a weed that grows in the wild and not the one you're thinking.
I was telling Lisa too that actually it's the cigarette roller is just for short cigarettes. And I just went and checked. I got like 2/3 of that thing left.
I don't know how
So,
to roll.
it's like,
I would never know
so,
how. So what you told me is awesome.
well, there's that, the mullein. Now, the other thing, here a while back, I was telling everybody I had like a fiber that years ago I kept touching my face and it was hurting me so badly. It was like right here. And I kept rubbing camphor, peppermint oil, and everything on there. Well, I finally got the very tip of it where it's like I could just barely touch it and feel it. And I finally got the tweezers and managed to get it in the tweezers. I started pulling, and oh my God, I felt like my eye was going to pop out of my head. And it was hurting all the way up in my brain. And I finally got it pulled out like about 4 inches. But every time I pulled, I was like, oh, it hurt so bad.
I know how that feels. Oh.
Yeah, I got, like I said, about 4 inches of it out, but I never got it completely out. And I always had like a little, like a bump there where I could know that there was still stuff in there. So it's been there for years. And a few months ago, I learned about that you can take the juice from a cattail leaf. And it's for pain. You cannot take it internally because it numbs things, but you can put it on your gums for your teeth if you got a toothache. And I learned about that cattail juice, and all the cattails had died at that point around here. But I was like, I told my husband, I was like, we're going past that pond. I said, I don't know if there's any juice left in any of them, but pull up there, let me get out and run and try this. I went up there.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was going to tell you something really quick. I want to tell all the audience out there, the things Candy's telling you right now, you would be super wise to either write this down on paper or type it and print it, because a hard copy of these things is necessary. And I think a lot of you know why it's going to be necessary, because one day there may not be, just saying, internet and all the luxuries we're used to having. If you want to call it a luxury, it is for us right now. But write it down, okay? Okay, sorry, Candy, go ahead. I just want to make sure they knew that they should be writing this as they go, because it's important.
Well, and not only that, think about all these movies that you watch where they're like burning books, and like the Book of Eli, the only book that was left was a Braille book of the Bible, and it's
our whole history's been rewritten, so there you
go. Yeah, and they're taking everything, and like I said, even I was watching what is that? Footloose, old movie, Footloose the other day, and where the townspeople got upset and they were burning the books. So, there very well could come a day when there is no internet and there is no books. My thought pattern when I started all this was like, you know what? I want to learn about them now while the information is available. The internet's available. I want to be able to recognize it visually, and I want to know what to do with it, and I want to keep it in my head, because so that's what my mission has been for years, is learning as much as I can about the weeds that grow and what's edible, what's medicinal, how to handle it, what to do with it,
And so brain fog is so bad for me. That's why I recommend printing, because I do, like, my brain fog's horrible. Do you have a remedy for that?
I'm working on it.
Anything to ease it some or help me remember, like, my name, my age? Well, the age is fine. I don't need to remember that.
I'll tell you, an essential oil that helps with your cognitive is orange. You can take orange essential oil and rub it on your temple. It helps.
That is a good idea. Like, I wonder if you could use natural orange too.
I don't know, but I know too. I was doing the kratom for a while because there's different types of kratom.
What's that?
I did that, and it really helped with my concentration too and the brain fog.
Kratom?
Kratom, Kratom. There's a lot of negative publicity about that, but it worked.
Okay, that's good to know too, because I know so far you haven't misled me. So everything's
it worked for me. Let me say that, okay?
It worked for me too. So I haven't tried that one, but I'm sure it will too, because I mean, she's no dummy.
Yeah, there's a white kratom, there's a red kratom, and there's a green. And what they are is the leaves from coffee beans. Okay. So, I mean, of course it's in a powder form. So I'm sure you could, like, just like if you drink too much coffee, you're going to get weird shit happening. Okay. So you just don't want to be snorting
I
kratom.
was like, we're any more delusional like than we can be, right?
And you don't want to be
That gets
injecting.
delusional
Okay.
on real because of delusion, not like what talk about that. I'm trying to find. Could you spell that one more time?
Kratom.
Okay,
Kratom.
I think I found it. I'm going to see if I can, because there's obviously a plant that's really. I've seen this plant somewhere. I mean, maybe it looks like a lot.
Like I said, it's the leaves from coffee beans, and there's a red, there's a green, and there's a white, and they all serve a different function. One's for pain, one's for cognitive, and then the other one I don't remember what it's for. I only ever did the green.
Let's see if we can pull it up here. Uh-oh. I'm so blind. Every time I try to take my glasses off, I'm like, I forget. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't see. Okay, look. So I see the. Just see if I can get that on the screen if it's not sharing correctly yet. Now it is, I think. All right. So let me pull this down some because it looks like that plant looks familiar, but I guess it could look like a lot of different leaves if you really look. That is probably common leaf shape. So I can see okay, so this must be the red and the green.
Looks like it.
That's the natural form, maybe. Okay. Well, there it is. Okay, that's spelled out for you guys. Kratom. That's interesting. Good to know for sure. That's for dang sure. Okay, so what else would you like?
Back to the cattail juice. Back to the cattail juice. So I had the little fiber that was still stuck in my skin there from years ago when I pulled as much of it as I could out, but it was still like buried deep in there. And so it started like a few months back, just started like really irritating me again when I would touch it. And I was like, man, oh God, I remembered pulling on that thing before and how painful it was. So I told my husband, I was like, well, pull up next to this pond. I'm going to jump out there. And even though the cattails are dead, I'm going to pull the leaf back and see if I can get a little tiny bit of juice. Well, I've managed to get a little tiny bit of juice. It was like not much there at all, but I put it on that spot where it was irritating me. That was probably 3 or 4 months ago. I haven't had any pain since. It is gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like it has all sorts of health benefits too. That's smart. That's a smart move there too. I always used cattails, but I used them to beat my brother with or my friends, or never thought about using it medicinally or for healing. So I didn't really beat my brother with a cattail, but I made the mistake of sniffing one time when it was falling apart. That was a mistake of my life. I got all the little white things going up my nose.
Yeah, well, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what essential oil it is or what plant it is. Right now, because we have the internet, the thing that I did was like, okay, healing benefits or medicinal qualities of camphor essential oil, medicinal qualities of orange essential oil, healing properties of cattails. Anybody can go out there and start researching and just plug it in. It doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. And it will give you the information. Then you look and you see, it's like, wow, what can I do with this plant? There's so many that does so many wonderful things. And, we just overlook them because we don't know. And we're taught to run to the doctor and get a pill. Well, guess what? It's like, no, those didn't work for me. They almost killed me.
Right. Exactly.
So
well, that's because they need to take some more and some more and some more pharmaceuticals.
Right? Yeah. Well, what is that they say? I love that quote where they say,
this video it shows
prescription drugs work.
How do you do
if
that?
Prescription drugs worked, you wouldn't need a refill.
Thanks, Trey. That's exactly right. That is true, though. I mean, like I said, you already know I won't see a doctor at all, but I mean, if we had some good ones, and Candy is actually making her way to educating these doctors because I hear she's done a few there. in Florida, where they are listening to her. So that
Hey everybody,
is
Animal
amazing.
Man here. Today I'm going to teach you how to make some survival medicine. This is very, very simple.
This is like a 3-minute
This is
video.
anything that's causing you pain. This is great for toothaches, canker sores. I just kind of like bit the inside of my mouth, inside of my cheek by accident today, and it swelled up and it hurts. So rather than go to the store, I'm going to go to the swamp here on the side of the road and get my medicine.
Candy.
So I'll show you what
They're
it is that I
mulling.
do. Here it is. These are cattails. You know, cattails have a nickname, a well-known nickname of being the supermarket of the swamp. But I'll do one better. They're almost like the Walmart of the swamp. Do you like Walmart or not? They kind of are, because they have all different departments. They've got the pharmacy department, the supermarket department, clothing, sporting goods, all kinds of things. Let me find a good one. This one over here might be better. Sunk in the mud.
Maybe we should get ahead a little bit.
So here's the cat. Aaron, watch that. See all that on my thumb? That is what we're into. That is that clear jelly in between the outer cattail leaves. And this is a numbing agent. It's just like the Ambisol in a little tube that you get at the supermarket or the pharmacy or whatever that numbs the pain if you have a toothache.
Okay, so that was simple enough. I just thought that would be kind of cool. The more where you actually get it from there.
Yeah,
Good job,
and,
Candy. I would have not ever known about that.
yeah, and the thing is too is because it is a numbing agent, you cannot take it internally. You're gonna numb your inside organs. Okay, don't do that.
So if I want to be emotionally numb or comfortably numb, that's not the way to go about it, according to Depeche Mode or Pink Floyd. That's not the way to go, guys. So I am comfortably numb, but not with cattails. Okay.
Okay, then another weed that I learned about is called plantain, which is not the fruit. It's not the fruit. It's a weed. It's not the fruit. So there's a plantain fruit and there's a plantain weed. So that right there is good for like burns and rashes. And supposedly you can take the leaves and put it right on. I tried that. It didn't work for me. But I did take a bunch of the leaves and I put some coconut oil in a coffee pot and I stuck them leaves in there and I cooked it for a few days on that coffee pot. And then afterwards I strained it. Well, first of all, I took the leaves and put them in the bullet and put the coconut oil in there and ground them all up together and then put it in the pot and I cooked it for a few days. And then after I cooked it, there it is right there. The second one's a good shot of it.
This one here?
The second one.
That was the one, right? I hope I got it.
Yeah.
Because I'm having to use my spot instead of a hotel one.
Yeah.
There. Oh, wait. Okay, so here, let's go down here. Oops. If I can. There we go. Oh, that's a looking plant too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And
it's got these little sprout things that grow up out of the center. Those are seeds. When I found mine growing, I was like, man, I picked the seeds too. I come back and I threw them all over my damn yard.
Oh, yeah. We'd be wise to be growing a yard full of everything we can get a hold of, a healing agent or a soothing agent of some sort, right?
Well,
so these are the seeds, right? The little stalk?
Yeah, the middle stalks are the seeds. Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
And I told my husband, like I got a corner of the property. I'm like, from this tree to that tree, that is called the no-mow zone. You don't get to go there with the mower, okay?
Step back, Jack.
And I
say no to that.
Put up some crime scene tape.
That's funny.
You mow here, there will be a crime. I said, if you mow here, there will be a crime.
Holy crap. That's funny. Poor George, you better run if you mow there.
Oh,
and it's coming after you with the mower. Be careful.
Yeah, that's called the no-mow zone.
No mow zone.
Oh, God.
Interesting, though, that you said that. I found out some interesting ideas actually this week. I've found some of these, but creating your own composting and mulch and whatnot. Um, you know, a lot of people go and buy like burlap bags and whatnot. You can put down plain cardboard. Just save your cardboard, and you can put it in your backyard, wherever you want. Save all of your trimmings from your veggies. If if you use cabbage or whatever, and you cut the head off or whatever you do, anything that you're throwing out that you haven't eaten, leftovers as far as meats, poultry, beef, pork, bananas, banana peels. You take that and you dig under. So you're going to need a topsoil, which you can start with like fertilizer or just regular dirt, because obviously we may not have that option one day, but save all your trimmings. Put your cardboard down like about 6 inches, maybe 3. It just depends on how much you have, that you think you use and you utilize, and your scrap that you would typically have on a weekly basis. And take those trimmings, put it on, bury it under the like on top of the cardboard, and then keep it covered with soil. And it composts, and you can grow herbs and veggies. And I'm talking the littler ones, because the cardboard takes a while to break down, but the cardboard makes an excellent barrier and also for growth patterns and growing anything, actually. Just wanted to throw that little tidbit in.
Well, another thing too, you're talking about fruit. Like any of your fruit scraps that you have, apples, oranges, bananas, whatever, the peel, cantaloupe, watermelon,
all of it.
If you put that outside, it brings butterflies and bees, and it helps to pollinate what you have on your property.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah. That's awesome. So, in making beehives, I mean, just to have the bees come, you just get those boxes, like just take some boxes, paint them white, stack them up. They will come eventually. That's awesome. So, I mean, all these ways to go about carrying on, per se, if we got in a situation that maybe an EMP or EMF, whatever we had to hit, right? Just saying, I mean, I didn't say that out loud, but it's just a worst case scenario.
What?
Have options, lots of them.
I'm not a Walking Dead fan for no reason. Okay, I'm learning stuff.
Me too. Me too. I love it. I mean, I'm always going to sci-fi and weird kind of scary movie freak, but I mean, it's true. So there's all these options. Candy saying, take the seeds from the plant and take the mullein seed. You can just put them all in your yard and keep your scraps from everything you use. And cardboard. No reason to get rid of the cardboard. Paper sacks, cardboard of all types. Just put it in your yard, bury it under, and you've got a barrier to keep the weeds away. And then you put your composted, meaning scraps, like banana peels, apples, meat, even meat. Yes, gross, rotten meat. Because I used to raise turkeys and chickens for Butterball and Tyson, 6,000 at a time. And I'm ashamed to tell you how much hormones we pumped into those birds. We'd get them as poults, meaning newborns freshly hatched out of an egg. And they would go from that and in 6 weeks to 40 to 60 pound birds ready to go be on a table. And we wonder why our kids develop earlier. And the boys get facial hair and the girls get breasts and waists and hips. And I'm here to tell you, I realize that now, but I didn't then. I wasn't awake. But so yeah, back to the composting. I used to carry out dead, and we carry and just throw the dead in the back and cover with dirt. And then my garden made tomatoes this big. I am not joking you, because of that compost litter. So just FYI, compost is the way to go for sure. So what else do you have, Candy?
Let me think. Oh, wild lettuce.
There you go.
You ever heard of that?
My grandma used to make salads for us.
Wild lettuce, it's similar to dandelion, but the difference with the wild lettuce is that dandelion, one flower gets on a stem. With the wild lettuce, multiple flowers get on one stem. So that's how you can tell the difference. And I've heard you can eat dandelion salad, but
my grandma ate it all the time.
Yeah, the wild lettuce, though, if you get that at the right time, you can peel back the leaf, and it's got this milky substance in it, and it's supposed to be good for pain relief. I did try a little bit a few times. I haven't really gotten into it too much. You can also supposedly take the leaves and dry them out and smoke them and get a
Hell of a buzz.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah. Tried that a couple times.
Actually,
Yeah, tried that a couple of times. I really didn't get too much out of that.
I imagine that. I wish I could have saw that.
Well, because I had the more gaggins going on. Anytime I try to smoke anything, it's like I just wind up gagging my
Yeah, but
lungs
you're
up.
so tiny. I can see you just smoking, falling over because you're such a little bitty girl. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Well, and then one time,
My grandma used to take the milkweed and suck the milk out of the milkweed, and then she'd go make a salad out of it. She used to force us to eat the wild onions, which is not bad, by the way. Now I get it. I totally get it. She grew up in the Depression, so it makes sense.
well, I had some dried lavender one time. I was like, man, lavender is so relaxing and it makes you feel so good. I'm like, I wonder if you could smoke it. So I just went out on the internet. Can you smoke lavender? It's like, yep, you can smoke lavender. Yep, I did it.
Shoot, because I bought recently, because I love lavender, and I bought some flavoring. It's called lavender. Well, it's made by Monine, I think is the brand. You have to go to the liquor store to get it, but it's not liquor. It's just lavender flavoring with actual lavender. I put it in everything, and let me tell you what, that stuff is divine. And I sleep well too when I do that, when I have it. Smoking that though, huh? What happened then?
It tasted good, but I'm like, I just got relaxed, got sleepy. That's all. Like, hey,
that stuff is perfect.
Oh God.
So, what else can you smoke? Candy? Because cigarettes are expensive.
Hey, I'm learning. I learn every day, and I'm like, and then there's another weed that grows that I learned about. It was growing out like at my driveway at the edge of the property, and I kept walking past it. I'm looking at it. This is the first weed I investigated, actually. I kept looking at it. I was like, man, that looks interesting. And I just kept looking at it when I'd go to the mailbox. And then one day I was like, you know what? I just reached out. I plucked a leaf off of it, put it in my mouth. I was like, man, that's tastes like spicy, like oregano or, like Italian seasoning or something. I was like, that's pretty cool. I wonder what it is. So I take a picture, I post it out on the internet. Anybody know what this is? So one of my friends comes back and she said it's Epazote, Epazote. So I'm like,
what's that?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, health benefits of Epazote. I put it in the internet, started researching it, and after I did that, I was like, I started looking around my neighborhood, and it's growing everywhere. I mean, everywhere it's growing. And I was like, okay, I need to check into this. Well, come to find out what Epazote is an anti-parasitic that live around a lot of farms. And so years ago, before the toxic chemicals got sprayed on the farms, the farmers would plant this Epazote around their farms to keep the bugs and stuff off of their crops. And so
that's interesting.
When it rained,
considering
when it rained, it would spread and it became like invasive. So it's everywhere. And so anyway, I'm like, okay, now they spray everything, but the Epazote is still growing everywhere. And so I'm like, okay, well, let me see what I can do with this. Well, so I start researching it further, right? This Epazote, because it's an anti-parasitic, you can actually take the leaves and you can put it in your dog's food to kill parasites.
Wow.
You can also,
interesting.
Yeah, you can add it to, and the Mexicans use it a lot. I learned Mexicans use it a lot, and they put it in like spaghetti and their spicy foods because it's also an acid.
See, sage in like New Mexico and Arizona, where I'm from, sage is a big thing. Like that you put, and also what's it called, agave? I don't know if you ever had agave, but I wonder if you can smoke agave because agave is pretty strong.
Google it.
I mean, I'm not saying to smoke it for like pleasure, guys. I'm saying to smoke it to help your body heal. Just so we're square, because it probably sounds like I'm like, what can you smoke? Like, I want to smoke it. That's not what I mean at all. I'm meaning like anytime you use like a tincture or smoking, that's usually the best way that you can heal with when it comes to herbs and stuff like that, from what I hear. I mean, it's hearsay, but Candy's taught me a lot.
So this episode, let me tell you the rest of the story behind that. So I pick a bunch of it, right? I'd make me salve, and I'm like putting it on my skin, and I'm like, hey, So I go into this Mexican grocery store one day just to see what they had in there. And lo and behold, in there, hanging on the rack, was these packs of Epizote that they sold. I'm like, that's growing all over my neighborhood.
They sell it like that?
Yeah, they were selling it in packs. But,
that is not it. That is not it. That's not what. How do you spell it?
EPA.
Wow, I'm sorry, guys. My apologies.
EPA.
What's it? EP?
EPA. ZOTE.
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 That was not it. My bad.
Yep. The fourth one over.
Okay, so this is it.
The fourth one over is a good shot of it.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I think I just messed up then.
Hi, the possible. Hi, Sharon, if you're still there.
The possible. Love that they show up. Thank you guys for always supporting us, but thank you for coming to see Candy too, because she's so smart with this stuff. Okay, there it is.
Click on
Kind of
that.
has leaves
Click
similar
on the fourth one over.
Marijuana. Like, what is that? That's that one, right? That's the fourth one over. But this one looks like, isn't that it right there?
That's it. Episode.
Okay, the first one there. Let me see. What do we got?
With the episode too, they say it's better to get the leaves from the younger plants rather than the older ones.
Okay. So like looks old and young, maybe. It's got yellow in there, but that's what that's basically what it looks like though, right? Right there.
Well, the older plants get up to 4 to 6 feet tall. They get up to 4 to 6 feet tall. So the younger ones are going to be maybe between a foot, 2 foot tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got the wrong source on it. I pulled it up with the bigger one here. Hold on 1 second. I'm terrible at this. I'm not a professional. Never did this to be a professional. So forgive me, please, because I screw up a lot. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go to share the big tab here. I hope what is this one here. So this one says it's a late one, so it must be an older plant, but it's never mind. It's showing the exact same thing. So
yep, that's it.
I need something because I'm.
Look at the price on that. Look at the price on it, and that's 25% off.
Holy cow! And you can just buy, go pick it, right?
Right? Yeah.
Excuse me. Gosh, where it grows, the areas. I mean, because like I said, the mullein was all over the continental U.S. as far as I can see. It grows everywhere, and I know dandelions obviously grow everywhere. They're pretty hardy plants.
And the wild lettuce.
Do you know much about this one, Candy?
About what?
This plant here. Do you know if it grows everywhere or
the episode? Like I said, mainly you need to go around farm areas because I live in a town of farmers,
Right. Hey, Candy, I have the possible saying. I really like the setup going on here on YouTube. How do you guys do it? Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I've been really cruddy. Had a hard couple of days. And then she said, whenever you have time. So, as to answer the possible, if you're talking about how we stream to have, guests on, I use Restream. My friend, Mr. Mission Control, is the one that I saw him use it, and I asked him, and he's the one that told me about it. And I like Restream a lot, if that's what you're asking about. And there's a free version of it, and then you can get pro version of it, and I think you can pre-record your shows, which I probably should have done, but I don't have a lot of money and time to pre-record, so I wing it and do the best I can.
We just wing it.
So, and sorry,
I said we just wing it.
You want to come on though, right? So come on, if you want to come on the show, or you want to make one, just let us know. Sorry, Candy, go ahead.
I said, we just wing it.
She said yes and yes. So the possible, if you just get with me, my phone number is 832-520-3535, and I have no problem putting that out there. Let me know, and we would love to have you on for sure. And Candy said right, we wing it, and sometimes we thigh it, and sometimes we elbow it. So it's chicken.
And sometimes,
chicken.
And sometimes she shows my butt cheek. I'm never going to forget that one.
I'm like, I didn't see a butt cheek when I'm showing it, and you're like, that's her butt cheek. I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm like, so sorry. I'm sorry. I felt so bad. I'm like, sorry. We got the Morgellons going on now.
Yeah.
So if you guys can't tell, Morgellons does this to us. This is why we cough a lot. And to laugh and I really get choked up. I'm just like her butt cheek.
That's my remedy.
I'm sorry. If it'll make you feel better, I would show mine, but mine is literally on the back of the milk carton missing, so you're never going to find mine. It's like Amber Alert right now. It's a bad deal. It's so bad. So bad. Hey, Erica. I love you. Erica Fox is here with us. Kenny, I'm going to have to take a drink real quick. So if you want to talk for a second, I got to take a drink bad.
Okay.
I got your butt.
Basically, if some of y'all are just coming on, we've been talking tonight about Morgellons and nature's gifts. Some of the wild plants and weeds that just grow wild and the things you can do with it and the essential oils that, God gives us. It's like, so I have learned about different medicinal weeds that grow wild. I went out and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to start being able to learn how to recognize these with my eyes. I'm going to learn what I can do with it, what they do for us, because there very well could come a time when we don't have the internet to learn these things.
Right.
There may come a time when there's no books where we can look it up, or we ain't going to be able to find the books. It's like, so I'm trying to learn now, because when that time comes, at least, if I have knowledge in my head, if I don't have anything else, somebody's going to feed me.
Right.
Even if I have to find a weed to eat, I'll figure out which ones I can eat.
Yeah.
And
we're not going to be scrambling for toilet paper, because weeds do that too, by the way.
Oh yeah. Supposedly,
banana leaf.
Supposedly this mullein leaf is like so soft that back in the old days, the cowboys used it to wipe their butts.
I mean, like, I grew up having to do that. I was like a country girl, man. We go out in the hills for days, and like, you gotta go. It's like, what do? Just don't grab a cactus. That shit hurts. Just kidding. Didn't do that, but almost.
So let's see.
Yeah, I did that.
I'm trying to think what else I've learned about just by just out of desperation,
Well, you did your oregano.
Oh.
You got lots for that.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Hello, Mom.
See who's calling. Hey. We're doing our YouTube-y.
Speaker.
We were late tonight, as usual.
It's me. I'm sorry. I trying to work 2 jobs and then do this.
You on the way home? Okay, I'll see you in a few.
Bye, George. He's so sweet. He's so understanding. I feel so bad, guys, and I apologize to all of you. I know I try to be on 6, but I work too, and I'm a mom, so it's hard. It's really hard, and my job is weird.
Let's talk about something else too. We're going to bring this subject up because it just kind of really got underneath my skin this week. We're going to talk about Morgie mouth, okay?
Sorry.
It's a thing. We all deal with it. So when we get together, we got a lot to say, and we get so excited to be talking to each other. Sometimes, we both are like running together, and our sentences are running together, and we're over talking each other, and it's like, that's a way of life for us, okay? It's a fact of having Morgellons. You know what?
Thank you for saying that because I always feel bad. I feel
No.
so bad.
And she kept apologizing to me one night. I was like, stop it. You know, I can't tell you how many times I get on the damn phone with somebody and it's like neither one of us can even take a breath because we're so happy to be talking to each other and comparing notes. It's called Morgie mouth. It's a thing, okay? You got a problem with it? Get over it.
Thank you. You have no idea how much that meant because I just get, and plus you guys got to remember I have an audience too that some of these people have never ever heard of Morgellons, okay? But they believe in, some of this, the other things. So they've got an open mind, but the thing is I don't ever want to get one of you guys on here and then just let you go and start talking about all these crazy things that seem crazy to others. So I pipe in to let other people know, like, look, they're not the only one experiencing this. I'm trying to save some grief and also back that up with, yeah, it's really happening. Because we don't have just Morgellons people on here. We have all walks of life on here. And when I say all, I mean literally like all walks of life. And a lot of Morgellons too. But again, I also apologize because I do have Morgellons mouth. Morgie mouth. And so I'm sorry. But that's why.
Yeah, so if we're talking over each other, it's not because we're trying to be rude. It's just like we got so much to say. We got so much information to share. And it's like, yeah, we all matter.
Yeah. I mean, I always feel horrible and I always apologize. So,
And when I say that very first time, I was like, stop it. You're pissing me off. Just stop.
You just, my heart just overflows between you and Sheila and Sharon and Erica, and I could go on and on. You guys just are so good to me and so understanding, and I love you guys so much. And
Erica says we miss human communication. Yeah, and like I said, when you talk to somebody, especially like when you first start like talking to people on the phone, and it's like, oh my God, neither one of you can shut the hell up, and it's like we're like,
it's like. I know, me too, right? They're just talking and nobody really knows what anyone's saying. Sorry. But I mean, I don't have a husband and I have 4 girls that didn't believe and they're, I got thrown away and I just want to talk to you guys. That's all.
It's called Morgie mouth, okay?
Morgie mouth. And she's got a whole dictionary or Wikipedia.
Wikimorgpedia. I need to add that one to it.
Yeah, we should read some out. We started one night, but this would be a perfect night for that. It's just a couple. Come on now. I know you got a couple on the top of your head.
You want me to pull it up? I'll read it. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, please do. I think it's funny as crud. And I mean, it makes sense. It so makes sense. Plus, we need to laugh, guys. Smiles like Erica's and Candy's and Sharon's and the possible. I'm sure you smile a lot.
Here it is.
Sound happy.
All right. I'm getting to the Wikimorgpedia. All right, whenever you're ready.
Ready.
Okay, Wikimorgpedia. This is the meaning behind it. Boldly gored where no human should ever have to. A compilation of terms used by those of us dealing with this crap day in and day out just to keep us laughing. Enjoy, subject to massive updates as we travel this journey. Next one, all-seeing eye. When the crap that comes out of your body stares back at you. Bad hair day.
Straight face, I'm sorry.
Bad hair day. When a single hair break dances from your scalp, then decides to crawl into your eyes, nose, or mouth. When a clump of your hair crawls and jumps across the floor as if it had legs. Biofilm. Toxic man-made amniotic fluid to protect the Morgellons entities, critters, and nasties while they feast, thrive, and replicate inside your body. BOTI, better out than in. CDC, confused dumbass criminals, can't diagnose crap, or criminals of death and cover-up.
Oh my God.
Chemtrails, toxic man-made shitstorm in the sky. Co-infections, everything including the kitchen sink due to one's failure to acknowledge Morgellons. DOP, delusions of being a physician, delusions of a PhD, or delusions of physiotosius, Having delusions that you are a medical professional who does not take seriously the phrase, first do no harm, or
That I love.
delusions of prejudgment despite evidence to prove the patient is not a mental case. Fogellons, brain fog directly related to Morgellons.
Hold on. Sharon says can't diagnose crap. CDC can't diagnose crap. She said that too. She's like laughing with me. That's funny as crap. Sorry.
GMO food equals genetic modification organisms in your food. Genetics equals the DNA modification altered in a lab plus organisms, aka materials, and any living thing, be it mold, fungus, plants, other animals, and yes, humans in the food supply. What could possibly go wrong with that? Harass hole is a particularly aggressive jerk bothering and upsetting people in the Morgellons group.
Stop being a harasshole.
Lime, L-Y, capital, lowercase m, capital E, equals aka the great lime lie, the deception of covering up Morgellons. Morg vocabulary, language that speaks for itself, comprehended by a select few, thereby establishing the need for a Wikimorgpedia for those that do not feel our pain.
Amen.
Morganderthal is wandering aimlessly for hours on end due to excessive brain fog.
That was me. That's in me.
Morganderthal.
Morganderthal.
Yeah, a Morganism is weird shit that comes out of the body when detoxing. A Morganora is paranoia due to Morgellons symptoms. A mortgage board, a layout of everything you just bought to treat your Morgellons at a great price, and you're so excited you have to share it with all your delusional friends via pics and videos. A morgasm, that moment of relief when things pour out of your orifices that you never realized were there. As you watch in disbelief, it feels so good.
Cat, I am the Juicy. She says, where are these coming from? These are coming from all of us. You got some to contribute it.
Yeah.
We all have been added.
This came from like a group of Morgellons patients. Everybody like, okay, well, I got one. Morgella DeVille, what we start to look like after dealing with it. Morgella DeVille, morgified, the look one gets when some new and bizarre thing happens to us. A morgfro is a hairstyle commonly sported by Morgellons until they go mad and chop off their hair haphazardly or shave it all off.
Right.
Morgaggons, when you have so many fibers in your throat, you just can't stop gagging on them.
That's what I just left for.
Morgellons, a group of super pissed off ranting sufferers. Morgellon, a single pissed off patient that could snap at the drop of a hat. A morgue horde, when gobs of stuff exits the body spontaneously with no prior warning. A morganator, killing morgues, entities with extreme prejudice. Morganators, when the people that have been abused for so long lose their shit, take it to the streets and fuck these motherfuckers up.
Sorry.
A morgologist, warriors who study Morgellons with no compensation or credit, forced to do self-treatment due to neglect of the government and doctors to do their damn jobs, often working till wee hours of the morning and often going without sleep for days.
Oh, man.
I
can't never hear enough of this.
Morgopoly, one who learns how to play the doctor game, when to take chances, rolling the dice so they don't go to jail or get incarcerated, and hope to hit the free parking at the doctor's office and hope they pass go just to do the same shit next time around the board.
So true.
Morgue ordinary. A typical day in the life of someone with Morgellons where everything is so bizarre that nothing is ordinary anymore. A morgophobe. One with an intense, irrational fear, intolerance, or hatred for Morgellons sufferers. Morgphoria. Feeling of extreme euphoria when tons of stuff exits and you watch in disbelief as it leaves your body.
Did that just last night.
Morguistics. The study of the Morgellons language, an examination of the swear words used by sufferers such as MFer, shit, damn, hell, bitch, bastard, cocksucker, asshole, effing A, son of a bitch, and effery. Morguistics. Morgroids. When you're so pissed off and no one is listening, any and all action produced from that rage is a morgroid.
I'm dying a little.
Sorry, me too. Morgroids Anonymous. Everyone has Morgellons, so please treat others with respect. You never know which ones may want to rip your head off and not think twice about it due to underlying morgue rage. Morgaria. When you don't know what just went into the toilet, but glad it's no longer in your body. Morgellons.
Some of that too.
Extreme swelling as a result due to all the foreign crap invading our bodies. Mortroll. One who has too many heavy metals on the brain and consumes too many GMOs to think outside their nanobot blood-brain barriers. Mortropolis. Morgellons superstore that has everything we need to heal when the pharmacies have failed us.
Yeah.
Morph. A WTF moment.
Oh, yeah.
Nano thingies. Term used for nanotechnology by those that have no clue the reality of the situation. Uber goobers. Anything that comes out of your body that's just so bizarre it cannot even be described.
Uber goober. Oh my gosh.
Rhinomorgria. When you don't know what you just blew into the tissue, but glad it crawled out of your sinus cavity.
We were just talking about that.
Silent superbug. A bug that flies out of nowhere at the speed of light, wearing a cape, affectionately known as a what? WTF was that bug? A turp burp. A turp burp is when you use too much turpentine and it decides to smack you in the face.
Oh my gosh, that was one of the first things I tried. That was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh
gosh. You guys got something to contribute? Because I'm telling you, we need a whole Wikimorpedia, right?
Yeah.
We got to just keep adding to it.
No, I did not personally make these up. This was like a collective effort of like a lot of people with Morgellons.
Yeah, I've only got like maybe 2 or 3 on there. Candy's probably got a load of them, and I'm sure Candy Griffin Walker put some right too. Who else?
Yeah,
I know we got a lot of them.
I was like, man, we need our own Wikimorpedia. So I was like, I was the one that started it, and then next thing you know, everybody started following suit because they
that
were
was the best idea ever, Candy. That was such a good idea. So true.
Oh, I love that. It's also more hilarious. More hilarious.
More hilarious. I'm having morgmares. The nightmares. Every day I'm having a morgmare.
Yeah, we know about the turpentine, but like you said, it's like you take that turpentine with those sugar cubes, and it's like you're burping that stuff.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad. And I didn't even know. My aunts sent it to me. My aunts were helping me when I first got this. Sharon was kind and sent me a care package, and my aunt sent me some turpentine. I didn't know I was supposed to drink it or topically apply it. Man, I guzzled the bottle. I'm telling you what. I thought I was going to belch fire. It was so bad. Oh,
well, you know what they do with that?
They
take like 5 sugar cubes and they stack 5 sugar cubes, one on top of the other, and you pour the turpentine on the top cube, and as it reaches the bottom cube, you stop. And then I don't know the method for taking it. I think you take like 1 sugar cube a day for like, I don't know, like I said, the actual real way of taking it.
It's a strong possibility that I might have got the whole Charlie Willy Wonka chocolate factory amount then, because I literally was like, gunk, 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 gunk. I was like, how? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I mean, that taste and that, I get, like, I feel like I'm going to vomit every time I think about it.
Hey, I gotta go to the restroom. I'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
You can read
We're going to
comments.
close down here in a second anyway, but if you guys have anything to add to that, I guess you're talking to, let me just put myself up here. There we go. So if you guys have anything to add to that, I would love to hear it. I think those things are so funny. I mean, like, literally, I was thinking like more gas, because, more gas, not more gas. There we go. Because, I mean, I think that's something that everyone deals with too. And the turpentine will bring that one on, let me tell you. Good times up there, not so much. But I mean, like, I'm sitting here in Austin right now in a hotel room, and I'm thinking, like, people on the other side of me are probably wondering, what the heck is wrong with me? I'm like, yeah, more gas, and I'm just laughing away. So, anyways, Kat, are you still in Austin, or did you go elsewhere? I can't really see because I'm blind, because the Morganators got in my eyeball. I don't know, what do you call that? Morgellons? Morgellons, that's what I got. So, Terp is an aromatherapy. I didn't know that. So we've got a lot of you guys out here. I just love your input, and so many of you have contributed so much. And if you guys have anything that you can, like, I know Kat has lots of remedies and certain things that you can use with herbs and natural remedies, like organic type healing. If you guys can think of some, I'm thinking that I want to put together a book, or some sort of, like, that we all contribute to, like, not me, but I mean, I would like to compile it for all of us. So if you guys are interested, ingredients, because if we can compile it together, if something were on the internet, need a hard copy, right, Candy? I was just saying to compile. Let us just compile, do a compilation of remedies, of herbal remedies, or just little things that we can do. Maybe not just, it doesn't have to be friends, but like maybe put together what do you think? I'm trying not to interrupt at all, so I don't want to be uninterrupted. Girl, I shouldn't be too hard here. Oh, there we are again. Sorry. Okay, Candy. So, what do you think about that? Like doing like a compilation? Like, I think it would be a good idea to do something like that. Well, you could do your own, like, easily. But like, if they like people have videos on like how to weave your own hammock or whatever, I'm just saying anything. It'd be kind of cool. Candy's she's going to write a book on everything.
Well, a lot of times people ask me, oh my God, what did you do to get rid of all those lesions and all those rashes? Because it's like unclear, after 20 years. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the magic potion was. But guess what? I didn't stop. And then, like, the one night when we did the video, like, I tell everybody, like, when they say, what did you do to help yourself? I share that video that we did when I brought out the backpack, and I was like, okay, this is what I did with this. This is what I did with that. This is what I did with the other.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, it matters. So, I can't tell them, specifically, this is what helped me the most. I'm like, I did a lot of crazy things, and some things I wasn't sure.
Well, you need to write your own novel on that for real. And all of us should compile it together, like a community effort of, like, that's a whole different story. But I mean, wouldn't that be cool? Like, things that we know that can help, because look how many people it can help in the future. I mean, every day someone's like noticing the symptoms. I'm not saying coming down with it, because I already think it was down with it. But every day the symptoms are starting to be more noticed and people are more aware. And we've been able, by our own doing, to ease our pain and suffering. No thanks to most doctors, right?
I'll be right back. I'm going to lock the door for my husband.
No, don't let George in. I'm just kidding. Her husband's such a daddy. He is. He's a really kind gentleman, and I don't have a husband, but if I had a husband, George, I'd want one like him because he's just a sweetheart. He hooked her up with her little computer, and he does everything. And he just seems like the kind of husband that every woman needs. So I think that's pretty
mow my
sweet.
weeds. And you don't mow my weeds.
And you don't mow the weeds because Candy will come after you mow you down. That's awesome. That's too much. So
I don't watch Investigation Discovery for nothing. You know, you mow my weeds, we're going to have a problem.
And then we're going to go back to the zombie movies that she's going to be like, and then that's next thing. That's coming up. So, hello, Joseph Shelton. No, don't click on Joseph Shelton's. That's a VON. That's going to show you porn, bad stuff. I made the mistake of clicking on that stuff. And Joseph Shelton, I know that's not your name, but you should be ashamed of yourself because the Lord God is going to strike you type right now. Shame on you.
What is that?
Don't click on that, guys. Trust me, do not click.
Oh.
Okay, Joseph, away with yourself. They make up names and they do this stuff all the time. It is it's a really bad lure.
Wow.
Like when those little shiny silver things, and I was the fish that bit one, so no goody. Just saying, I was like, what is that? I mean, I'm old. I should know what that is. I did not know what that was. So, all right, Miss Candy, I'm sure George would like to spend some time with you. Look at her smile, guys. I love that smile. So I say about Erica, like she smiles so big, and like Candy smiles, like it makes me feel good. We can all just smile.
Like I said, I'm breathing. My throat's clear. My lungs are clear. I've got no lesions. I'm like, oh, my lesions are gone. My rashes are gone.
Some weed out of actual weed. It's called Leon. I told her earlier, like, that kind of gets weed, smoking weed, a whole different explanation, description there, because it's an actual weed called mullein, and you can smoke it. So I've never been into the other because, like, that I tried it, and that's I was the only over in a day, and that's just not going to happen for me because I need energy. I can't do this. But chest clearing up, holy cow! I need to. Oh, and tell them where you can order it because I'm going to order me some tomorrow.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I found that link for you. I just went out there and it's like, okay. I just hit search.
Okay, you got it. You sent it to me, so let me see.
It was a quarter of a pound for like $3 and some change and no shipping.
That's cheap. Oh, you did, didn't you? I was working all day and up until like right now, so that's why. Here goes. Here we go. Maybe.
No, Kenzie.
No, can't. I'll pull it. What am I thinking?
Just read it.
Or here. Hold on. My googly eyes again. I'm exhausted. I've been up at 5 and working late, and I still got to go back to work for a little bit. But okay, so it says try mullein tea now. Oh, this is the tea. Okay. Mullein for lung detox.
It doesn't matter. You can make tea or you can smoke it.
Oh, this says it's the tea. That link you sent me? Oh, you can smoke the tea. Oh, never mind. It's the same. It's the
weeds. It's still the weeds.
It's the same dang leaves, Lisa. Gosh. I'm told lack of sleep, blonde hair, and I'll use every excuse I can right now to get away with it. So. Oh, it just got me a 10% off code. Okay, so yeah, I'll be ordering some because you heard me just hacking again, and it's miserable. I feel miserable. I can't hardly breathe. I feel like I can't get enough oxygen. Like every day, I'm just like, and I'm always sounding out of breath and wheezing. I sound like I've been running a marathon, and I wouldn't run if you paid me $1 million. There's no way. Not even if you showed me a spider. Well, maybe an Olympian runner, maybe. But
well, look, I haven't coughed or gagged the whole time tonight. And remember just a couple of weeks ago, I gagged my way through the whole thing.
You sound good. Yeah, I'm looking for. So it's a bag. It's like a bag that comes like that, right? And you said like 3 something. That's like cheap. It is very inexpensive. I'm trying to do that with class. It's a very inexpensive treat for you all. It's only $3.99. Oh. Try a little spot tea, huh? Why not? Everyone's doing it. All righty. Well, that is good to know. And a respiratory therapist commented, and All right. I'm not gonna lie though. I have to run, and I could leave you here with them, and you could teach them a whole bunch of stuff, and I could be right back in like 20 minutes.
Yep, my husband just
I
pulled
really like
in, so
Kat says I pour essential oils on a little clay platter pot, $1.29, as an aromatherapy diffuser. That's a good idea. She has a very fabulous idea. She puts it on a little clay planter, not platter. So that makes sense, like the little planters that you get. And it's like an aromatherapy diffuser. That's a good idea.
yeah. Paul was
Eric
telling me
is
today.
heading out. So
Paul was telling me
I'm
today that
having,
you can take
sorry?
gum after you've chewed it and the flavor's gone. When you got a toothache, put a little essential oil on the gum and pack it on the spot on your tooth.
That's a good idea. Why did I think of that? That's actually really clever. Really clever. I guess I'm breaking up because we're in a hotel with free Wi-Fi in the middle of Austin, Texas, where you should have excellent reception and Wi-Fi. And because I did that like last night, no problem. I had to do my report, log on, no problem. Tonight, can't get on, so I'm using my hotspot. And so that's why I'm breaking up, guys, because this is how Morgellons works. When we talk about it, these are the challenges. I'm in the fair filled in. I shouldn't be having this issue at all. So that makes sense, though. Not for lack of trying. Right, look at her smile. I love it. I just love her. She's always smiling. It makes me smile. I love it. Smiles are contagious, so it really is true, guys. So smile.
You got a lot to be thankful for. You know, I really do.
Sorry?
I said I have so much to be thankful for.
Me too. Thank you, guys, all of you. Candy, I every day I wake up and I think of you guys. You're like one of my longtime Sharon and Mila and just like Kat. I mean, I wake up, Erica. Like, if I'm forgetting someone, please don't get mad at me because my brain is a smoggy fog. So I just want you guys to know I love you. I love you. I love you. And you make me smile and make me keep doing this because it's not like I have a lot of time to be doing it, but you make it worthwhile because I get to interact with you guys and learn things myself. And Anthony Brown, tea tree oil has helped him. And I agree. He said activated charcoal tube. Yep. Eucalyptus. Amen. Tea tree is what I wrote down in the middle of my forehead. That's what I wanted to show you guys before you go anywhere. So since I got here in Austin, Candy, did I show you the fiber optic and then the evil goat head looking thing? I was going to share that with you guys really quick because this, I know you've had this stuff. I mean, I've seen your pictures and your videos. I'm just like, I thought mine was bizarre, but this was pretty bizarre for me. Let me see if I can, just really quick, if you don't mind. I can find it. I just sent it to my email, so it should be easy, but nothing's ever easy with me. Or for me, I should say.
Let me grab my phone real quick.
Did you read what Amazon was saying too? And what they said clove oil. Kat said clove oil. Excuse me. Did that not go through or what? Oh, at least you are a genius. Really, you are a genius. I didn't send it to the right email address. I don't want to keep you guys hanging. It's dead silence. You got anything else to say, Candy?
Yeah, I want to show them this picture real quick that I found on my Facebook that my arm lesion from years ago. I can get here it is.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, hold on. No, this was like this oh god, it was so bizarre. Hold on. Here it is. I don't know if they could see this. Oh.
If you can email it, I can show it that way too. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Over a little bit to your right.
Yeah,
to your right more. Yeah.
But
wow.
That's kind
of what I'm getting ready to show you.
That was the lesion, and that was what's sticking out of it. And it's showing yellow and green here, but in the picture itself, it's actually like an orange and green and blue. The bottom is blue.
That's what mine is, orange, green, and blue. Okay, so we're talking the same thing here. I actually got it to go through though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So this actually came through. Wow, Candy, that is weird because that's kind of what I was just getting ready to show you. That came out from between the middle of my forehead. I say between my eyes, the middle of my forehead. And I've been feeling such horrible pressure and such bad migraines. Like, I can't even tell you. It's so bad. It hurts like horribly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this up. I don't know if the video came through, but at least I know that some of the pictures are not being done any justice. Wow. I'll just show it like you just did because that actually worked. Maybe. Okay, so here's what I was dealing with. And this doesn't do it. Let's see. Doesn't do it any justice, but that's pinks, greens, and wow. That really does not work on here like that. Jeez almighty. So that's supposed to be pinks, greens, and purples even. But I think the weirdest part for me was this here.
Oh, yeah.
That hurts so bad, and it's the size of my pinky nail to give you guys, an idea of how big. That came out first, and I mean, I had this immense pressure on my head, and I felt like my eyeballs hurt, like my eyeballs even hurt, my head hurt, all the way to the back of my brain. And I mean, I had tears just streaming when this guy came out, and he was attached good. This is the back side of him. But I mean, I used to get these quite a bit, but this was night before last, and they remind me of the goat heads that we used to get when we were kids walking in the grass. But they have such a weird structure that it's just not right. We shouldn't have these things in our bodies on any level at all, ever. And then it'll look like this was what I first saw when it fell out of my head. I just screamed so bad. And I'm sitting here in a hotel, and I'm sure everyone's like, what is wrong with her? But immediately after that, then this happened. Oh no. It's too bad that the colors won't show up because it's like fluorescent colors. It's so bright I can't even tell you. I mean, the thing still is glowing as we speak. It's still glowing. I thought it would like stop glowing, like maybe it would die or something, but it's still glowing. Like that. That's craziness. I don't know. It's too bad you can't see this because it's like that doesn't do it justice. But anyways, guys, we have a lot of things going on that is painful and hurts, and we fight the general public every day with all their mean statements and things that they do. So I would just like to offer to you all my kindness and pray that you all do the same because it hurts. Every day hurts. It's hard. It's not easy waking up and facing the world and facing the day. And some of us still, working or going about like watching our grandkids. Other people out there, Candy, like extending her ability still with hands that hurt and crocheting these little doilies and like still, selling them and doing good things. And everyone has something to contribute. It's hard to do it. It's not easy. We fight people that don't believe and they kill us. It's like you might as well be murdered on the inside with the emotions. It hurts that bad. So if I could offer anything to all of us, it's just to be kind to one another and love each other. I mean, and even love your enemies because you got to rise up, be the bigger person and understand that you're still a warrior and you're very special no matter what. And we all make mistakes and do things, but let's just kind of love each other and love each other. I guess I want to say, Candy hacked. I heard it. No, just kidding. Are you okay?
Yeah, but it's loose. It's not like.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could get that. I wish I could get that. Just because that's the one thing. That's what I'm saying. Like I was telling them, that she hacked. I heard it. It's coming up, but I can't. Like mine are not productive at all.
I'm getting it out. It's coming out.
That's what I'm saying. Like mine are not productive at all. It's horrible. It's miserable. I can't breathe. I feel like I ran a marathon just walking to my car, which isn't that far. So it really sucks. But Sam Walker, hello. He's fixing to get, he says it's fixing to get really interesting. Yes, sir. It is already there, and he's right. We got some interesting things coming. So anything you would like to add, Candy? I didn't mean to speak.
No, I really got to go, though. My puppy's starting to whine to go to the potty. You there? I think you fell off the grid, Lisa. Anyway, well, I'm going to say good night. I don't know if she's still there or not, but good night, everybody. And I guess we'll see y'all next week. All right. Good night.